guys, and welcome to today's vlog. So it is around 11 o'clock in the morning and I just pulled up to my nail salon to quickly run in and get a manicure. Even though there's this whole national pandemic thing going on, I know we're not really supposed to be leaving the house, but I feel like my mom and I are already self-quarantined considering I have 2 newborns at home and we're not really supposed to take them anywhere in the public yet. I don't really leave my house on a daily basis, so I thought it was okay to quickly run out and get my nails done today, and then I'm going to head right home. I'm going to wash my hands before and after I leave the nail salon. As you guys saw, I took a Lysol wipe to my steering wheel and my car and everything before I even started driving today, and I'll do that before I get out of the car later on to make sure that no germs are lingering around my car. I'm going to take extra precautions, don't worry, but I do really need a manicure, so I decided to head out quickly and get that done while the boys are at home sleeping with my mom. And then I don't really know what I have going on for the rest of the day. I do think I want to answer some of your guys's pregnancy related questions, the ones that you guys have left on my last few videos where I actually was pregnant that I just never got around to answering. I feel like it would be fun to sit down and answer those questions today and kind of wrap up the whole pregnancy thing for you guys. I definitely left a lot hanging considering the boys came very unexpectedly and a lot sooner than anticipated. So I think I'm going to do that later on when my mom heads out and the boys are sleeping. I will sit down and answer those questions, but I'm going to head into my nail appointment now, get a quick manicure, and then head home to the babies. All right, just got out of my nail appointment. I went off the board and I tried something different. I did this neon pink French, which was really hard to do with the powder gel. Apparently the colored powders are a different consistency than white French powder, so the nail tech was like, I can't get the lines as crisp as I normally would, but I don't think it looks that bad. I think it's pretty fun. They're just nails, they last for 2 weeks, so I got this. It's now 1:03 and I'm actually a little behind schedule. The boys are super hungry, my mom said, so she's gonna start feeding them. She's gonna get bottles going and I will finish up when I get home with them. All right guys, I am home now. The babies are fed. I ate something myself and they're now sleeping in their swings. They're right next to me with their white noise machines going. So if you hear some white noise or grunting or groaning or any kind of noises like that, it's the boys. They're sleeping right next to me. But I just pulled up the video where one of my subscribers by the name of Lots of Love had commented a few questions, and I think this video was posted back when I was like 32 weeks pregnant, and I'd responded to the comments saying I was going to answer the questions and use them in a future Q&A, and that Q&A never got filmed, and these questions never got answered. But I thought it would be fun to answer the questions now, kind of reflect on my pregnancy and kind of go through these questions. So I hope you guys enjoy this little Q&A at the end of this video, but I think there's only like 4 questions here, so I'm just going to jump right into it. And the first question that she asked was, have you ever gotten any rude or offensive comments due to the size of your bump? Now, from what I can remember, I don't think I ever got any like rude or offensive comments about my bump, but I definitely got a lot of comments about it. A lot of conversations started. A lot of the times people would ask me how far along I was, and I would tell them how far along I was, and then I would say that I was having twins, and so that would start a whole nother conversation. But it was just constantly when I went out, random people on the line at a grocery store, you know, in passing, in a parking lot. Like, I always got a lot of comments regarding my belly. I think just because it was so big and like you really couldn't avoid it. Like, there was no denying that I was pregnant, especially towards the end. I was huge. And so a lot of the times I got questions, got comments, conversations with strangers, and to be completely honest, I kind of missed that. I was telling my friend Catherine, the first time that I went out after I had the boys and I no longer had a belly, it was so weird to me to not have people coming up to me, asking me things or commenting on my belly and my pregnancy. Like, it was just so weird to not get recognized, if that makes sense. And I also feel like people were like a lot less nice, if that makes sense. When you're pregnant and people see you in public, they're so nice and kind to you, and to no longer have that recognition, it was just like really weird. I don't know if any of you guys who are pregnant have experienced that, but to me it was like weird to not have random people commenting on your appearance all the time, because I was getting that done to me for like a good 8 to 10 weeks, I would say. Like, I had a huge belly, and I would say towards the end it was undeniable and people loved to talk about it. So I definitely missed the comments, and from what I can remember, I don't think I ever got anything rude. At least no one ever said anything rude to my face. Okay, the next question is have you, nope, it is, did you have any trouble finding clothes that fit and covered the bum? So I had bought maternity clothes pretty early on and started wearing them when I was probably about like 15, 16 weeks. And they were a little big on me then, but I would say I grew into them pretty quickly. And I actually grew out of a lot of my maternity clothes, but I still wore them because I didn't have anything else to wear. Like, I think my maternity leggings started getting tight on me around like 30 weeks, and my maternity shirts just didn't go down as far as they used to on my bump. So my maternity clothes, I definitely grew out of. And then I wore a lot of like of my normal clothes and tried to make them like maternity clothes. Like, I bought a lot of things just to size up, like plain tank tops from Target, and they fit pretty early on in my pregnancy. But then of course, like towards the end, they just didn't go down as far on my belly. Like, they were a lot shorter because my belly was so like far out. And a lot of my sweatshirts didn't fit towards the end. And since I was pregnant in the winter, obviously I was cold and I wanted to wear layers, but a lot of like my sweatshirts and my crew necks stopped fitting pretty early on in my pregnancy. So that kind of sucked. I had to like wear Harris's sweatshirts or his dad's sweatshirts. My friend Ashley gave me a sweatshirt that was huge that she like ordered on accident. I think it was like a men's size, so it fit. It was pretty big, but towards the end a lot of my sweatshirts didn't fit. I think I had like 2 or 3 that would fit, and even then, if I wasn't wearing maternity leggings that went over my belly would like peek out. And towards the end of my pregnancy, my belly got so big that if I wasn't out somewhere, if I was just like home in the house, I sat with my belly just like out in the open, like my shirt up. It was just so much more comfortable like that, because having tight clothes pressed against your pregnancy belly is kind of painful, especially like leggings where the elastic band would like leave dents in my skin. I just felt so much better having my belly out. So by the time I hit like 33, 34 weeks, I was having my belly out at home almost the entire time. And then of course I would try and like squeeze into some clothes when I had to go out. But towards the end of my pregnancy, my wardrobe was so like bare and bland. I had like 3 maternity shirts that fit, 2 pairs of maternity leggings, I think like 2 or 3 sweatshirts, like the tank tops I would try and wear with a cardigan or a flannel or something like that. So definitely towards the end I had trouble just like getting anything to fit over the bump and cover it, but I made what I had work as long as I could. Okay, so the next question asked was, how many kids do I want? So the thing is I've always said I wanted 4 kids, but now that's kind of changed now that I've had twins, because say Harris and I go to try and have another kid and we get pregnant with a singleton pregnancy, everything's fine. And then we go and try and get pregnant for our 4th and I get pregnant with twins again, then we would have 5. Like, we don't really know where this whole twin thing came from. We don't think it's genetic. I don't have a maternal gene for it. We don't know if I'm just really fertile. We didn't do IVF, so we don't really know where this whole twin thing came from. So when we go to have more kids in the future, we could be taking the gamble of having twins again, and that gamble can be taken the next time, but I might only have 1. And then when we go for a 4th, it might become a 5th. Like, we don't really know. And because I'm so young, we definitely have a lot of time to kind of think and talk about when we want to have our next child. Like, we're not in any rush within the next few years. I mean, if you would ask Harris, he probably would say that he doesn't want any more, because for him, for some reason, my labor and delivery was so traumatizing, which I don't really understand, because I would like to think that I had a pretty picture perfect twin pregnancy and labor and delivery. It went really smoothly. I had them vaginally, no NICU time. We came home on the 3rd day, so I don't really know. Excuse me. I don't really know why it was so traumatizing for him. So if you would ask him, he probably would say, oh, he's good with 2. But I know within the next few years, he might warm up to a 3rd at the very least. So I would like 4 kids. I would be nervous to try for 4, just in the off chance that I would get pregnant with twins again. Now, if my next pregnancy is a twin pregnancy and we have 4 because we have 2 sets of twins, that's perfectly fine. But I think the gamble of having a 3rd and then going for the 4th and it possibly being a 5 is enough to deter Harris and even me kind of from trying for 4. So we'll have to see what happens at the next pregnancy. And at the very least, I would say 3. I don't think I'm done. I definitely know I at least want 1 more. So we'll have to see what happens in the future, but definitely 3 at the very least. Okay, so the last question asked was, how has Harris bonded to the babies, and any tips to get your significant other to bond to the baby? So I would say Harris didn't really bond with the babies until after I'd given birth. I think for the partner, it's harder to bond with the babies just because they're not experiencing them moving, they're not experiencing them inside them 24/7. It's less apparent that there are babies coming. Like for me, I felt them all day, every day. I had the bump, I saw it every day, I felt it. I just feel like I was more bonded and more connected to them. And for us, we tried to bond with the babies and call them by their names, but up until 34 weeks, 35 weeks, baby B, who is Ben, was supposed to be Max. So we were calling the babies Jack and Max for about 14 weeks, I would say. And when Harris's grandma died and we decided to change baby B's name to a B initial, we kind of had to re-bond with baby B all over again, in the sense that we had to call him by a different name. So that was a little bit difficult for both of us. But I would say for Harris, he didn't really bond with them until after I had them and he was able to hold them and do skin to skin and physically see them. For me, I think I felt bonded to them just because I had them inside me all day. I felt them move, and when they would move, I would have Harris feel them, and that definitely was a good way for him to bond with them. And like I said, calling them by their names was a good way for him to bond with them. But I would say he really didn't bond with them until after I had them. And as far as any tips to get your significant other to bond with the babies, I would just say talking about them, talking to them, calling them by their names, having them feel them. Just be really interactive with your belly, because you're interacting with your babies all day long in your belly. So it's good to have your significant other try and interact with the belly as well. So those are just 4 quick questions that were asked a very long time ago that I never got around to answering. And so I wanted to answer them in this vlog for you guys. But I'm going to just end the video here because I have enough footage and I'm not really doing anything for the rest of the day. So I'm just going to watch my baby sleep. Here they are in their little swings. And finish up my episode of Real Housewives of New Jersey and relax for the rest of the day. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little vlog and this quick little short little Q&A. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.